Dreamy comes Saturday, Sunday.
I don't have nothing to do with that.
So this is why she's not here.
You a weirdo.
5 days.
You put your hand in my face again, girl.
5 days.
You're going to stretch your ass across this kitchen.
Wait a minute. So I got to make sure I understand you properly. You're saying it is a proper choice for a daughter to cut her parent off or cut her mom off?
Definitely. Because I don't think you can heal in the same place that hurt you, basically. Can't heal. You would either need to distance yourself or cut them off totally.
Have you ever looked into a toxic family? You viewed that toxic family maybe from afar. It was like, okay, it ain't the daddy. It ain't the kids. It ain't the auntie. It ain't the grandma. It's the mama pulling all the strings and got this family going crazy. That's what we're here to talk about today. A mother as being the ringleader of a dysfunctional, toxic family. And I can't do this by myself. I have someone here to help me unpack this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, my newfound friend, Ida. How's it going today, Ida?
It's going great.
That's awesome. I'm glad to have you on. I came across one of your videos talking about a mother as a ringleader of dysfunction in the family.
In a toxic family, the mother is the ringleader of dysfunction. She has the power to create a healthy family dynamic or a toxic family dynamic. Example, if she hinder her sons but make strong women out of her daughters, that's the start of centering men. Another example is if she's always in support of anything bad, negative, stuff that'll ruin the family bloodline versus supporting anybody good that could possibly leave a legacy for the family.
Now, that just struck a chord for me. You know, I had to go to the head. I had to say, bam, she's on the one. You know, she's on something there because I think this is a topic that's pretty taboo, something that a lot of people don't want to discuss. And I think it takes some boldness because you went into some shark-infested waters there, Ida. So what is it? What is it that made you, come out with this type of topic and have that boldness? What made you go forward with this?
Well, being that I seen it firsthand in my own family growing up, my childhood, I seen it with my mom and sister. And then when she got sent into the girls' home, it switched to me. So, and then after that, I seen it in the next generation. So I was like, okay, this is like a real thing. It's not just my mom, it's other people's moms too.
No doubt about it. And Mike Epps got this funny joke. He talk about, black moms and black daughters always got to have that standoff. And, eventually they end up boxing or it's a threat of boxing.
And then they call and tell everybody I had to knock Shanika's motherfucker. I tried to kick that bitch off behind the damn wash and dry.
So, I've seen a physical fight too between my mom and sister. Yes.
Ooh, yeah. I got 3 sisters and they all had their battles with my mom. And, I seem to miss that battle for some way or another. And that's kind of why I want to ask you here, because you said in that video about, moms having this hard issues or hard life towards their daughters, but they're easy on their sons. You say that's where they begin that centering. What do you mean by that? Explain that a little bit further for us about this, this basically oxymoron experience you have in a black family.
Well, I'm gonna say, like, for starts, like making a daughter cook, clean in the house, and the sons is more chill. They don't have to really do much. I think that's stemming from like favoritism. They like the boys over the girls. I don't know why. So I think mothers that's male-centered, favorite child is the son. So I think that's where that stems from, being male-centered, having a male-centered mom. Yeah,
man, that's so true. And I have to say guilty as charged here. Like I said, I had 3 sisters, and he's had this dynamic when my parents would leave, go somewhere, it'd be 3 against 1. They would jump every time they'd jump me. They all 3 of them just take their time because my mom did show favoritism towards me. I always got new clothes.
Okay, yeah. So moms will do that too. Take sons on shopping spree, spoil him. Anytime he like, oh, mom, can I go with you? Mama, can I go with you? She like, come on. The daughter like, can I go? No, you stay home. So that's the favoritism I have witnessed myself growing up too.
So what does that do for a daughter? Like, how does that make that daughter start to respond from that?
I think it can cause jealousy and resentment. It can cause like a wedge between the siblings, because you're like, oh, he the favorite one. She like him more. Why she like him more? So it can cause some jealousy and a wedge, like sibling rivalry it can cause.
Right. So, in your dynamic specifically, you said that you were, a sister. You saw your sister and your mom go to war. How did that impact you? As far as your relationship with your mom individually and your individual relationship with your sister.
At first, I didn't quite understand it, honestly. I was real young and I didn't understand like my sister point of view because that's what she used to mention all the time. She want me to clean up all the time and the boys, they don't have to do nothing. That's what she used to always mention. And at the time, I was super young, so I was barely cleaning up myself, so I didn't understand it. But as I start getting older and it kept happening, I start understanding like, oh, I see it now. Especially when she got sent off to the girls' home, my mom flipped it on me. Now I have to do all the cleaning. The boys had to do nothing, basically. It definitely caused a like toxicity with the mom and daughter when she favored her son.
Some people may hear this and say, well, it's not that big of a deal. And y'all talking about cleaning, y'all talking about clothes, all that type of stuff. But we know like there are extreme cases of this stuff. There are extreme cases of dysfunctional mothers who are essentially provoking their children. I want to find an example of this, Ida. I want to find something that people can relate to, maybe a celebrity situation of this. So I found Blac Chyna and her mama, Toni. What I want to do is play this, and I'm gonna stop it here and there because I have a couple of responses myself, but I also want to ask you a couple questions along the way. If you have any comments on it, so let's get it going here.
You lied on me.
And this is why I'm about to break the cycle. King and Dream will never see this. Bye.
Oh, okay.
They'll never see it.
Good.
They won't.
Good.
That's why they're not here.
Good. That's why they're not here.
I left all that.
So, obviously, she's talking about her kids not wanting them around. It seemed like Tokyo Toni didn't know how to respond to that. Cause she's like, oh.
Yeah. Because she set a boundary. There was a boundary there. Yeah.
Yeah.
She don't want her kids to witness and be around and go through the same things she have went through because she know the trauma it have caused her. So she don't want her kids to suffer with that.
Absolutely. And we look at people in result, we look at where they ended up at, but we don't know where it comes from. But typically it's coming from their dynamic with their mama. And a safe parent, a loving parent who loves their children, you want to keep them away from toxicity, keep them away from trauma, especially what you have been through. But typically, and I would say this in the Black community, we hear this line a lot. Well, if it was good for me, it's good for you. Or if I survived or I made it, you can do it. So we enacting the same dynamic, same trauma on the next generation when the cycle could have been stopped by what you said, stopping those boundaries or setting those boundaries.
Yes.
Yeah, it's hard to see. All right, let's keep going.
That like loud ghetto shit, like all that ratchet shit behind. Like I'm not trying to like put that energy like in the air at all. So if you can't get with it, then you got to get lost.
Dreamy comes Saturday, Sunday. I don't have nothing to do with that.
So this is why she's not here.
You're a weirdo.
Monday,
Saturday,
Sunday,
You're
Monday,
bipolar.
Wednesday.
So,
Go ahead.
No, so right there, the mom is projecting. So she's saying you're a weirdo, you bipolar and all this. That's because that's really her. So she's projecting onto Blac Chyna that she's a weirdo, but she's the weirdo.
Absolutely. And I don't know about you, but I've heard so many uneducated doctors in my life. Like I heard, they ready to diagnose everybody with some type of issue, like you said, but they're really projecting on themselves. They really are undiagnosed bipolar people. I mean,
yeah.
I'm gonna say it because I'm transparent on my channel. I'm gonna call my sister bipolar. They have bipolar wars. Both of them really bipolar. They just calling each other that. I'm like, y'all looking in the mirror. It's like that Spider-Man meme. Yeah, like that Spider-Man meme. Everybody just pointing at each other like y'all the same person. And it's all because I'm be honest. In my situation specifically, this is generational. My grandma, my mom have a toxic relationship. My mom and my older sister have a toxic relationship, and it's bled over to my sister right under me. But they all can't talk to each other. Neither one can talk to each other. And whenever they do, they'll start out good. But once it's time to start some accountability talk,
yeah,
no, they get that Spider-Man meme going.
Somebody has to break the cycle, though. Somebody has to break, especially when you have kids. Somebody have to
Yes.
break the cycle, or it's going to keep going generation after generation, because that's where it's stemming from. Tokyo Toni, maybe her mom was like that. That's exactly where it's probably stemming from. Generational curses and trauma.
Absolutely. So true. All right, let's keep going.
2 issues.
5 days.
You put your hand in my face again, girl.
5 days.
You're going to stretch your ass across this
So
kitchen. You better keep your hands out my face.
5 days.
Don't touch me no more.
5 days.
You do it again, I'm going to rock your world in this mother.
So rock it.
You put your fucking hands on me again.
So rock it.
Put your hands on me again.
Rock it.
You a disrespectful
So 5
ass
days.
girl. You disrespectful is what you are.
I know.
I had to stop right there because that's my trigger word right there. I can't lie to you either. When I hear that word, I break out in hives. My mama said.
Yeah. I can't stand that word either, because it's just used when it don't even supposed to be used. So she's disrespectful, but her mom is not disrespectful to her. She's yelling in her face. She flicked her hair and everything. She can't even give her 6 feet. You know, she can't even give her space. She's all in her like private space, but she's disrespectful.
So true. Social distancing, lady. So this is the thing though. This all stems from how we normally misuse scripture, in my view, because they get the whole disrespect from the scripture that says, "Honor your father and mother, so your days will be longer." But they missed the whole scripture that says, "Parents, do not provoke your child."
Right.
If this is not a case of provoking, I don't know what is. You know, and it sounds like, it looks like Blac Chyna is 100% fed up, you know, with the treatment that she's received forever. It sounds like the way that she's trying to honor her is by not being around her, or at least not, you know, keeping the same toxicity going. But when you push her to the limit, because at first she was calm, but then she pushed her so far, she had to meet her with that same energy, and that's when you want to, you know, throw out the word disrespectful.
Yeah.
They use it as an all-encompassing thing whenever they backed in a corner, or they don't have any more rebuttals, or they really know it's time for them to hold accountability. Now you just disrespectful.
And it's a manipulation tactic as well.
Absolutely. 100%. All right.
Yeah, you are. I don't care what your mother did to you. I don't care if she sold your to an army. You still better respect your mama. You disrespect everybody. You make your people cry. You take a call from your mama. You took a call from your mother. Why you take the call? Why you take a call? Why you stop my life? Why?
A car. I bought you cars. I paid you rent.
No, you ain't buy me a motherfucking car. Where's my motherfucking car you bought me? Where's it?
I gave you money. Are you
Girl,
serious?
you a weirdo. You a fucking weirdo.
Now, if we boil it all down, Ida, I gotta be real. I'm just talking about my life. It all boils down to material things for these type mothers.
What they can get.
What they can get.
It have to be beneficial for them.
Absolutely. That's a narcissistic tactic. You know, not you hear these type mothers call other people narcissists. The most people who accuse other narcissists are the narcissists, in my view. But it's all about what they receive. They have to have some type of benefit in order to have any type of relationship.
Yes, I agree. And her being like that with Blac Chyna, that can cause low self-esteem in relationships, and cause her to choose guys that's not for her, or that does that as well, and she think that's normal. That so toxicity is normal. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And they think that toxicity and toxic behavior is normal, but they also think that relationships are transactional. They also think that if you're not providing anything for me, giving me anything, there's no point of being with you. Or I can throw you away. That's essentially what she's saying here. Well, if you're not gonna give me this car, whatever this money that you're talking about, you know, you're disrespectful. I hate you, and you know, I can
disrespect you. I can disrespect you because you're not giving me what I want.
Absolutely. Well.
And she goes on to talk about the car that I got for her, which I'm still paying a note and whatnot. The car's still there. Like, nobody's taking the car from you at all, which annoys me to the fullest.
She has 3 cars, 3 fast, expensive cars, $400,000 to $500,000, and yet my little $40,000 car, which is a Cartier bracelet, Sits? What kind of is that?
In my life, I never took nothing from
It's
you.
still inside. It's still from my house.
Exactly, but I took the car,
Yeah,
right?
you did. You stopped it.
No, I didn't, Miss Toni.
You stopped it. You a weirdo.
Shalana.
Really?
No, I did not. How would I stop? How
You
can I
need to
stop?
get some. You need to get some help.
No. So
You
no,
need to get
let's
some
talk
help.
about it.
No, you need to get some help.
You're
Let's
nuts.
talk about getting you some mental help. Something's wrong.
You're nuts.
Something's wrong.
Towards the end there, she started calling her Miss Toni.
Yeah.
And I've seen that dynamic play out as well.
I've seen that as well.
You just lose all honor. Go ahead and talk about it.
No,
Why
I'm
you think
saying,
that is?
no, you go ahead. I'm saying, I've seen that too.
Yeah, you just lose all that honor, and because there has to be something said that, yeah, you respect the position and the title who this person is, but you have to earn it as well. You know, you got to be able to give as much as you want to receive, because people get fed up. You can't eliminate the fact that this is a grown adult now. Yes, as a child, I'm going to honor you. I'm going to do as you say, not as you do.
Yeah.
As y'all want us to do. But once I actually become aware of the world and how what real life is, I get outside of your manipulation. Now I can see what I should be receiving from an adult, or what I should be receiving from a parent.
Respect goes both ways.
Absolutely. So it's hard to see, but this is the type of things that happen every day. You know what? Unfortunately, and fortunately, it's my second marriage. So I've been a part of intimately 3 families. My family, of course, my wife, current wife, and my ex-wife family. And we have these family meetings. And I'm sure this goes on everywhere. So it start good. You know, everybody able to say what they want to say throughout. And everybody try to divide, blame along the way, right?
Yeah.
But at some point in every meeting, inevitably, most people start realizing, you know, mama really
Mama
really
is the problem. Mama is the whole reason.
Right.
But
go ahead.
If you tell mama that, my mama in particular, she'll start crying.
Yes.
Get up out of it, cry.
Meeting over, you know. Mama crying, and you know, meetings. So I've never been a part of a family meeting where mama didn't end up taking blame. The meeting didn't go bad at that point. She mad at everybody for a week.
But I don't think I think it's just women, period, in general, just lack accountability.
And that's why I appreciate your video so much, because you're calling things out as they are. Another thing you said in the video, you talked about them ruining or being willing to ruin legacy, pretty much being okay with supporting the wrong things. Talk about that a little bit there. What did you mean by that?
What I mean by that is anybody go to jail, they know how to ante up money to get them out. Anything negative, they're going to support. But if somebody is graduating, nobody is anteing up money for that. Nobody is in support of nothing good. But when it comes down to bad, everybody is there in support, putting in the pot and that stuff, but nothing, but not for nothing good.
And it's your view that that's led by the mothers?
Yes,
correct?
because the mother is the ringleader saying, what y'all got in on the pot? We need to get so-and-so out of jail. But, you know, her granddaughter graduate or her daughter graduate, nobody is putting in the pot on graduation gift. Nobody is taking her out to dinner. Nobody is doing nothing positive in that way. But when it comes down to negative, everybody is in support. And mom is the ringleader. Wow.
That's a powerful thing. And I grew up in a hood called Pleasant Grove. I've never heard of it, Ida. I love it. That's where I'm from, but I won't go back. But but one thing you saw consistently was mothers coddling their sons, and sons won't move out further to launch. Sons wouldn't move out to 25, 27, 30.
Or still.
Right. But even if they do move out, they can easily come back and always have their door open. And don't get me wrong, I believe in the Black community, we can do better in setting our children up for the real life. But it's because you haven't, is why they have to keep coming back. But just seeing friends of mine 20 years later still in the same state, most of them are drunks and still living with their mom or always there, can't stand on their own feet, is mainly because of that dynamic you just mentioned. Anytime, these are also career criminals and jailbirds that I'm referring to, and his mom always You know, every time they come home, oh, my baby, just going crazy
Yep.
over celebrating them. But then you had this baby boy who
Mm-hmm.
was a star football player, actually had opportunity to go do something with his life. And because he didn't feel supported,
Mm-hmm.
he ended up dropping out. So I
Yes.
might as well go do what brothers and them did.
Oh, that sounds familiar. That sounds so familiar. I mean, that's somebody else's story though, but that sounds so familiar.
Yeah.
So you was the football player?
No, I'm talking about a close friend of mine that I had.
Oh, close friend.
Up.
Okay.
Yeah. I give my mom credit on this since I talk so much stuff about it on this channel. I might as well say something good about it. She was a stickler. She was a stickler for me not getting in trouble. You know, she laid the law down with that type of stuff. She was a bit of a drill sergeant, you know, but she did let me get away with a lot of stuff because as long as I showed her a certain personality in front of her, she knew I wasn't gonna get no trouble. So that's how I got out my clothes and my cars and all that stuff. My sister and them couldn't sneeze in the house without, her coming down hard on me.
And that's another thing. They pushed their daughters out so young. 15, 16, 17. They push them out into survival mode while the sons get to lay up until he 40, 50, 60 years old. And matter of fact, they're going to pass the house down to him. But the daughter, you got to go.
Right. Well, I'll let you tell me exactly what you think of this, but here's my speculation. Typically, and we're mainly talking about single mother households or where there's a stepdad involved, something like that. That's what I'm talking about, at least.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want that competition around the house. You know, depending on how close in age they are, that mom's reminding them of how they used to look, and she's seeing her man maybe cutting his eyes at the daughter. What you think about that?
Yeah, that's the same with the stepfather or boyfriend, and it's the same with the son also, even though she's not physical with the son, but it's still a male. It's male attention. So it goes for any male. She's going to feel like the daughter is her competition. So that's why she's belittling her daughter, saying she never will be nothing. She never going to amount to nothing, all that stuff, because she's trying to emotionally wreck her, basically.
That's so real. Love your TikTok, and I see you have these type of conversations all the time. I do as well on my channel, my content, things of that nature. But you can put all these problems out there and talk about the issue, exposing these issues. It seems like it's obvious, but somebody will still come to you and say, "What's the solution?" I mean, it seems like it will be obvious. You know, if I'm telling you what this problem is, go fix it. Like if I come tell you your breath stink, I ain't got to tell you what to do. Go brush your teeth.
Right.
But anyway, if for those who are watching this who say, okay, what's the solution to that? You say what?
What do I think the solution would be? It's like, I don't know. You can't control other people. You can't control your mother. You can't control no one. Honestly, it's no solution for that per se. But the daughters, after they get grown or get to a certain point, can move away and never look back and move on with their life. But you can't change no one. So I don't think there's no solution, no actual solution for that.
Wait a minute. So I got to make sure I understand you properly. You're saying it is a proper choice for a daughter to cut her parent off, or cut her mom off?
Definitely. Because I don't think you can heal in the same place that hurt you, basically. Can't heal. You would either need to distance yourself or cut them off totally. And when you distance yourself, that just don't do it. It just don't cut it, because they will keep with the manipulation tactics still every time. It's not going to change. It's going to be something different, but they're not going to change.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So what about this whole dynamic and this whole pushback you get from the Black community that say, hey, you only got one mama. You gotta respect them, gotta love them forever. You can do whatever you want to daddy, but you got one mama. What you say?
I think they in denial. They don't want to face their trauma. So that's why they like, oh, you only get one mama, because if I cut my mom off and you have went through trauma and you don't want to face it, that could be why. They don't want to have to like unpack all those old feelings, all that trauma. So they just say, you just got one mama, basically deal with it. And you cannot grow like that. Ain't no way in the world you can grow or heal if you steady stuck with all those emotions.
Let me ask you this. What do you think that comes from? Like we know that for those individuals, what you just said is definitely fitting. But we look at just the Black community as a whole, what we are in now is a complete matriarchy, in my opinion, where it's totally ran by mothers, whether it's a single household or there are fathers there, but fathers are pretty much passive or never home or whatever the case may be. It's rare that we see strong fathers leading the family. So where do you think this whole dynamic of just honoring mothers come from, specifically for the Black community, to the extent that it becomes, like you say, manipulation?
I don't know. I think it's just generational. It's literally passed down. What goes on in this house stays in this house. I think it just goes, it just pass on. It just pass along where everybody just keep quiet and it's normalized. Being quiet is normalized. Like you can actually be the one to get molested, beat on, whatever, and you're going to be quiet because that's what everybody else is doing or have told you to do. But I think it has a lot to do with healing. If no one is healing, there's no way you can break the cycle. The ones that is healing, they breaking the cycle and they cutting their family off.
I never accepted the whole idea that you should keep family in your life forever. You know, extended family. I understand you're like the only person I believe that you're required biblically to stay in ties with is your spouse. You know, other than that, you know, even my beautiful daughters. One day we may go at it, and you know, I got some pretty strict rules here. Hey, I love you, but bye. Go find, you know, obviously you got better ideas for your life.
That's true.
I mean, I just don't understand this, especially extended family. You know, they came to Jesus one time. They were talking about him being a man of peace and all that, and he was like, "Man, don't assume I came for peace, but I came with a sword." Then he started listing family dynamic, family relationship that you should be willing to break in order to follow him, in order to stay true to him. The only one of the relationships he did not say is the husband and wife, but he definitely said mother against daughter. And I think that's something that we have to keep in the back of our mind, in front of our mind, honestly, not just for anything. Don't get me wrong, but we know we're surrounded by mothers who are utilizing evil tactics to get their agendas pushed. So
even
those are not
kids against one another.
Absolutely. Oh, that's their favorite thing right there. They call that sibling to me. Next thing you know, you got a hollering sibling that you like. Hold on.
They always want to be the middleman. They want to be the parent. The mother want to be the middleman between everybody.
And then they throw their hands up like they had nothing to do with nothing, you know. And you're so right. You can't heal from the same place that you were wounded. It's just gonna keep recreating, keep opening the same wound. I just anybody who's watching this, I really, really hope that you are taking heed to this and understand that your peace matters way more than your blood. Your peace matters way more than what the family you grew up with. And man, I hope this conversation's been encouraging. Ida, I want you to first off tell us how we can find you on TikTok, wherever else you may be, and also close us out today. Let us know, let the audience know, let myself know, just a final message that you may have to give us on this topic.
Okay, you can find me on TikTok at Ida Elizabeth with 2 H's. And I'm also on YouTube under Ida Elizabeth Advice. I just want all the young girls especially to know that's actually going through the mother and daughter dysfunction, that a lot of it is projection. Your mom's reality is not your reality. Your mom's hurt is not your hurt. You can create your life and start a new family and build a support system, and that don't have to be your life or the end of your story.
So beautiful said. Ida, thanks so much for joining today. Really appreciate you for coming on.
Thank you much.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Mel. Thank you for joining my channel. Thank you for checking things out here. Oftentimes we go on people's pages and are like, man, what is going on here? What is the purpose of this channel? So let me be clear. The purpose of this channel is to speak truth regarding the nuclear family. And when I say truth, I'm not saying my truth, not your truth, but the Lord's truth. All about the word, all about the ways and the will of God. What does he have to say about the nuclear family? And I believe the generations of today, whether it be Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, Gen Y, whatever the case may be, I believe now we have a very toxic relationship regarding marriage, regarding family, regarding having children. We're in a toxic dynamic as we speak. And honestly speaking, a lot of the answers that we're looking for in our community, a lot of the cures and a lot of the answers would come from a proper, fulfilled family home. If you go down the line of everyone's individual trauma, there you will find some negligence or some type of issue that they had with their parents. So here on this channel, we address those things head on. We don't place fear in those issues and avoid the topic. We do what Jesus did. And when he said, don't assume that I came for peace, but I came with a sword. I came to turn family members against family members if it means you following me. If you have to cut them off, if you have to address them and have arguments for you to follow me, so be it. And I think at this point in our society, we're at the so be it stage. So here at Life Coaching by Mel, I'm all about bringing healing to that. And the number one way to do that is have honest conversations. So if that's something you like, that's something you're into, that's something you really want to be a part of, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to comment. Let me know what you think about everything. I do my best to respond as often as I can. I want to hear from you guys. This is not about me. It's about healing our nation, healing our states, healing our cities, healing our community, healing our homes. Love you guys. Take care.
Let's go.